Whether it's for camping or just traveling, a lot of people who have mobility challenges or in wheelchairs, they want to get out. It's just their limitations in the vehicles that are available.
Winnebago has a special division that has been working on innovative changes to RVs for many, many years. This year at the Florida RV Supershow, they have introduced a Class B RV that is set up to be more accessible for people who use wheelchairs or might have mobility issues. They've been able to cram a lot of things into a Class B like you normally would, but they have set it up with more space and some really unique features to help folks who have those mobility issues or might need to use a wheelchair. I had an opportunity to go through one of these vehicles with Robert Kim from Winnebago, and he's going to tell us what they thought about, what they worked through, and how they changed their Class B RV to make it more accessible for everyone who wants to get out there.
Hi, I'm Rob Kim. I'm the Director of Specialty Vehicles at Winnebago, and we've been making accessibility enhanced RVs for quite a long time, but more on a customized basis. Now we've been getting into providing some new models. The Roam today, which we'll show you, new camper van, more of a production vehicle. So we're really excited about having these. It gives a lot more people the opportunity to enjoy RVing, traveling, and camping. Been doing Class A's and pretty low volume, but more customized for about 50 years. But now it's with the Inspire Class A, that's a production model, standard floor plan. There are a few options you can get on that, but again, it allows a lot more people to get access to those. Heard from people on the Class A's that it's just too big for some people, the way they want to travel or use it. And so the challenge with the Class B is always, how do you get enough open space so someone in a wheelchair can move around? And so the question is, what do you have to take out? And I think we did a pretty good job of moving the floor plan around and making it accessible without taking too many features out. So there's an under vehicle lift. It's by Bronability. Very common product in wheelchair accessible vehicles in general, but it stores underneath the vehicle, which is nice, so you don't lose any floor space inside. On the Class A, we have one that stores inside the vehicle, but of course you have extra space in something that size. We've got some carpet showing here. This is for the show, but underneath you see wheelchair tie downs. So those are standard. So that is with Q-Straint, they allow you to have your wheelchair parked there and be able to strap it in for safety. As you come inside, you'll see a larger bathroom area. So this is a wet bath with a cassette toilet, but it's set up so that you can pull your wheelchair along the side and then transfer over to the toilet, right? That's a little bit more space in the shower area. We went with a curtain instead of a hard door, and it's got magnets on the sides to keep it closed. But one of the biggest challenges in something this size is not having too much that interferes with your wheelchair. And so this gives us the best option. Even if you run into it with your wheelchair, you're not going to hurt anything. Whereas if you had a hard door, you'd probably scratch it up, it'd get in your way. So this gives you enough privacy. This is an ultra leather fabric, so it's got some heft to it. But also makes it nice because you can open it from either side very easily. In order to get a wheelchair through, you want to make sure you maximize your aisle space. So this is really the tightest point, but still allows the wheelchair to move up and down through the aisle and then allow you to transfer either into the bathroom or onto the couch or the bed. As you come in this way, we have a sofa which converts into a bed with the power button here. So the nice thing about that is you're in a wheelchair. It's very easy to do. You don't have those manual challenges. Second thing is we have a nice table assembly here. So again, if you're in a wheelchair on that side, you can roll up. On this side, we have a pull-out feature. So you can have another eating space on this side. Some people have actually used the TV, rotated out, hooked their laptop up to it, and had a nice little workstation here as well. Put that down. Another interesting feature. Again, picture yourself in a wheelchair here. You lift up the cabinet. It's a little tall. Well, let's just pull it down and give yourself more access to what's inside. So we did that on this particular cabinet. The other cabinets, because you'll probably be seated, you can still reach them without having them lower down so they don't lower in the back. But we did angle the cabinet faces to give you a feeling of a little more space, a little less confined. Then throughout the vehicle, we have handles in different locations to give you a place to grab, help move yourself around. And these are also RAM tracks, which means that you can have different accessories like cup holders. And we have these RAM tracks kind of throughout the vehicle and the handles up front as well. Okay. So those are some of the core features. We also even added little things like all of our switches for the electrical are all at heights where if you're in a wheelchair, you can reach them. So every switch is accessible that way. This is a little pantry. So if you need a little bit more space in your kitchen, you can drop this down. You can put some extra things in here. And again, if you're in a wheelchair, you can reach that. And then we have another option with a pop top. So we have that vehicle here as well. So if you're traveling with more people, you've got kids or, family, bring along, you got extra sleeping space. And so I think a vehicle like this, Class B, is perfect for a lot of uses. You could use it as a daily driver. You could use it on road trips. You could use it, go see someone's soccer game and you have a place to your own retreat, but easy to drive around, fits in a regular parking space. Or you could take it out and do a weekend camping trip. So there's all sorts of options with something this size. Now we've heard people say, when they're out traveling, they have to go find a wheelchair accessible bathroom. So you're stopping at a gas station, it's dirty, you're rolling your wheelchair over the surface on the ground and then your hands are touching those things and it's just not comfortable for people, especially in the times we're in now with COVID and everything else. So having a self-contained vehicle where you got your own bathroom, you got a place to rest, you've got a place you could make a quick meal, I think is going to be really appealing to a lot of people.
Do you have input from wheelchair users and folks with mobility issues when you're looking at designing something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had some people that we've worked with throughout the development. And so anytime we'll come up with a question like, okay, we should ask them, what are their thoughts? And so a lot of the features that are in here are due to those interactions. And then we've also brought people who are in wheelchairs to come in at different stages to try things out. Can you move? Can you get yourself onto the couch? Okay. Can you get yourself onto the toilet? How would you do that? Learning from them how they would use the vehicle and adjusting the features accordingly. I think we've been trying to set a price point here that's going to be achievable by a fairly large number of people who would otherwise be able to afford and get into a Class B. So La Mesa is the dealership that's representing these vehicles right now here, and we're starting with them basically a one price. So as you know, there's always MSRPs on RVs, but to make it really simple, a lot of people who are going to be buying these are going to be first-time buyers, and so I want to make it very simple. There's just one price. They're on the window, they're competitively priced, and I think given whether you want to finance it or you want to pay in cash, I think this gives a lot of people options to get into it. Production is starting this month, and we'll start to see some rolling into dealers next month. And so they'll be limited as we ramp up, but yeah, we're fully committed to it. We've got a new production line set up for these. Winnebago Specialty Vehicles has had a long history of doing unique things. We have created vehicles that are all electric. We have created all sorts of vehicles for the commercial space, as well as a lot of variations on accessibly enhanced RVs. So it's been fun being part of Winnebago Specialty Vehicles because I think we get sometimes the chance to be like the tip of the spear as far as innovating, trying new things. And these accessible enhanced vehicles are really exciting for me personally. I've got friends who've have kids in wheelchairs and just really wanted something like this. And so I'm really pleased to be able to launch this product.